country we're heading to. We're heading to the Palace Theatre, but it's going to take us, what, an hour? We're going to get there in time? Not far.
Tonight we're stepping into one of LA's most iconic landmarks, the Palace Theatre, the place where a portion of Michael Jackson's Thriller was filmed. We're going to watch Thriller, and as the music comes up and the music hits, which Thriller does, it changed music for generations, forever be an iconic Halloween thriller. We'll also hear from the dancers themselves and uncover what it's really like performing with Michael Jackson in the creation of the Thriller music video. Totally incredible. Cannot wait to experience the night ahead and meet some awesome people.
Alright. Oh yeah, okay. Alright. Nice.
I've been watching you right from the beginning with your Michael stuff.
Hate it.
It's cool seeing you in real life.
Behind the TV screen.
Hey, how are you? Welcome back.
Many of us from now or back in the time of the 80s will remember Thriller, the music video, its grasp on the world, the imagination, the story, the magic that was behind the video.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you all again. I love your work. Oh my gosh, thank you. So much fun.
I'm sure we will.
See you inside.
Thank you very much.
Coming all this way.
Walking into the foyer of this iconic theatre is something else when Michael Jackson exited the theatre at the beginning of the Thriller music video.
It's totally a movie.
Thriller, a short film that changed the landscape of the music video.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good to see you guys again. Good to see you again, man. Yes. Oh, I know. I know. How much off your back right now?
Not happening.
He said no, not happening.
It was hard enough even bringing him here.
Look at this one.
The original suit worn by Michael Jackson on the cover of the Michael Jackson Thriller album, and the iconic Grammys held by Michael Jackson.
Came to win. You came to win, baby. Yes, sir. Look at that. Hey, I got a note.
Tonight, many people wearing jackets themed upon Michael Jackson, his fashion and concert jackets as we have brought from home.
Nice to meet you guys.
Good, man.
Nice to meet you guys.
There you go.
Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I took
Thank
the
you.
photo your dad myself in Australia.
Wow, that's crazy.
1996.
Wow. Before I was even born. That's crazy. Very nice to meet you. Thank you guys for coming out all this way.
We went to
Very amazing.
Pentecost last year. Incredible.
Wow. Well, thank you for the continued support.
Lifetime achievement.
I'm very glad you guys could make it. I'll take a photo of you.
I really enjoyed your motorcycle vlogs too.
Oh, thank you.
We're hiring a bike next week.
Oh,
Going up
very
to
cool.
Yosemite and
The best riding.
Sequoia.
Man. Just insane. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you guys.
Having the opportunity to meet Prince Jackson, Michael Jackson's son, was an honour and a privilege, especially when this young fella is following in his father's footsteps in the humanitarian efforts and trying to do in a small way help the lives of young people to become more fulfilling and more better. The theme and the work put into fitting out this historic venue has been really, really cool. Popcorn popping, there's candy, there's hot dogs, all of which was what Michael loved. The vibe of everybody coming together, dancing, singing the songs, enjoying the music is something special. I don't think it really matters what kind of music you listen to. It creates a true vibe. Thomas Mesereau is a true icon and supporter of Michael through very tough times in his life and remains staunch and adamant of Michael's innocence.
Mr. Jackson has been repeatedly advised by those who stood to make fortunes in his business affairs to pay money rather than face certain false allegations. As a result, many years ago, he did pay money rather than litigate 2 false allegations that he had harmed children. Mr. Jackson now realizes that the advice he received was wrong. He should have fought these actions to the bitter end and vindicated himself. The recent publicity about these settlements is unfair and damaging to him, his family, and his dedication to the world's children. The charges he faces are false and would be battled in a court of law within our justice system. He is innocent and will be vindicated.
So much respect for you.
A humbling moment to stand next to Thomas, then snap a photo. This man is a true legend. Heal Los Angeles with the vision of Michael Jackson, supported by his son Prince Jackson and numerous other charities and foundations, is a heartwarming and special thing in the support of the youth.
About perseverance and confidence and the true meaning of success, which is love, and to know that you can reach any goal that your heart's desire. It's totally up to you. You can do anything you want to do, and I love you. Thank you.
Thank you to Stephanie and Samantha. Love you guys too. Thank you. The longest or loudest happy birthday anybody has ever sang to you. So please, if y'all could join us in singing happy birthday. Samantha. All right, I'll start us off. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of our family
Thank you
and
for your
being
kind
part
words.
tonight.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. For some of you, welcome back to our second This Is Thriller. For those of you that don't know us, we are the co-founders of the Heal Los Angeles Foundation. My name is Prince Jackson, and this is our president, John Muda. Now, we are here tonight. Thank you! We are here tonight to celebrate Thriller as the biggest selling album of all time, as well as the global cultural impact that it has even today. But that's not the real reason that we're here tonight. In my opinion, my father was, is, and always will be the greatest entertainer. But it's not just because of his prowess and his passion as an artist. It was because of his inspiration and continued dedication to making the world a better place. Good to see you. John and I met and started Heal LA almost 10 years ago. And both of us independently took from that inspiration from my father to give back to our communities. So the reason we're all here tonight, each and every one of us in this room, in some way, shape, or form, has taken from that inspiration to give hope, to make that change, and to make the world a better place.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Really appreciate it. Thank you. For the Heal Los Angeles Foundation, you know, Prince and I are always trying to make new, fun, and one of our new things that we've highlighted in our values for Heal LA is by 6 categories: empathy, excellence, impact, innovation, integrity, and love. As we're always trying to involve in different things that we do in our programs or signature events, we can't thank you guys enough for donating your time, your money. I know so many people are coming from afar, so we really do appreciate you coming out all this way. So we all love you. Thank you. And it's so cool. I always tell Prince, you know, you'll see some of the sponsors here, like the Ray Charles, Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. But one of our new programs that we worked with that was really cool was the Tyson Cares Foundation.
A big part of Heal LA has obviously been the inspiration for my father, his message, but also him as a parent. I had a fantastic childhood, and that was something he wanted to give me because he didn't get one. Right. And I've had so many great memories in my life, and it's been a real privilege and an honor to be able to share those with the families at Laredo Street Elementary. And one of those, John and I have talked about for such a long time, was doing a water balloon / water gun fight. I had great memories doing it with my father, and I just wanted to be able to share that with the families. And we got to do that this year. It was amazing. It went so well. Cassian, I don't know where you are, but we had a good team going. We had a really good time. And I just want to, you know, kind of before we get into the event tonight, just want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It really does take a village, and it's been a true privilege and a personal joy of mine to work with all of our board members, our volunteers, the event staff, all of you guys. This event is possible because of all of you here, but most importantly, working with the families and the children has been a highlight of my life. I know we're here celebrating Thriller tonight, but we thought it would be a fun way to get into the spooky season by watching another one of my father's iconic short films. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on the big screen, we're ready to show Michael Jackson's Ghost.
Michael Jackson's Ghost, a short film from 1996, just over 30 minutes long. Entertainment by fantastic music and dance, set in a haunted house, challenging the stigma of those people that are seen to be a little bit different. A really cool, touching and heartwarming story. We managed to see this short film back in 1996 at a Sydney theatre at the premiere when Michael Jackson was present during his concerts that were held in Australasia, and it was very special to see the premiere just after Michael Jackson himself. And what was very special about the original premiere was that the soundtrack for the music and dance is so different to what we actually know now commercially as Ghosts. It was very instrumental, whereas the film now is more an infomercial for the album. Michael played several characters. He played himself, Michael Jackson, the maestro, the mayor ghoul, the super ghoul, and the skeleton.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to This Is Thriller. If you want to get your photo with Prince Jackson, please line up now. The line will be cutting off in 15 minutes at 6:30. But until then, keep dancing, and we'll see you soon.
Anybody, but I think first of all, really want to thank John Mudo. He's done a fantastic job with as I said earlier, we met 10 years ago, and it's great to have an awesome partner like that. My family, a lot of them couldn't make it tonight because it is Halloween. They're all trick-or-treating with the kids, but I'm always grateful. I spend a lot of time with my grandmother, and she's truly a blessing. So, thank you guys very much. I hope this is a fun and exciting night. Hope you'll be able to do it again next year. And I hope you guys enjoy the night.
We also got an opportunity to listen to 4 of the dancers, including Vincent Patterson and 3 of the other principal dancers, in a question and answer session with Prince Jackson, talking about the behind the scenes creation and work that went into creating the dance sequences with the zombies in the short film. At the end of this film, you'll have the opportunity to see a few of the highlights that I felt were very cool from that session.
Please welcome Tom Mesereau to the Mesereau. Tom, there is so much that we can say, but most of all, thank you for everything you've done for Michael.
That's Michael. people coming out, and let me tell you, the crowd is going wild as he walks out of this courthouse, a free man, fully vindicated.
There was a very electric vibe in the theatre tonight. At the end of the films, the DJ came back out and played some tracks. A few people remained back and danced while there was food, stuff being served out in the front in the foyer. Very awesome.
Driving slow at the speed limit, 1 mile over the speed limit, getting overtook.
Quite fitting on this Halloween night to venture into the Walk of Fame and check out Michael's star on the Hollywood Boulevard and to experience some of the Halloween vibes in the town. Some of the outfits were outlandish, not really seen in the video here, but wow, it's pretty cool the vibe that US Americans partake in that of Halloween, unlike in New Zealand where Halloween is just a wee side note, not as broadly celebrated as it is in this country.
That's why the car talked to them.
We'll carry on with a little bit of a highlights package from the Q&A question and answer session with the dancers talking about the behind the scenes and the magic that was in the original music video and the creation of all the sequences from within that in the dance. Hey, thank you, and I hope you've enjoyed watching so far. Really appreciate you all, and if you liked the video, how about like it? Put a thumbs up, subscribe if you so desire.
Thank you all for joining us here tonight. We're very excited to have all of you here, and hopefully we're going to learn some really awesome stories from you guys. What was your reaction like when you got the call to join Michael Jackson's Thriller And what was your first interaction with him like?
Well, I was lucky because Michael Peters asked me if I would be his assistant choreographer. And then your dad came in the next day. He was thrilled and he said, "Oh my God, I love this, I love this, I love this." He goes, I was so nervous it was going to look like ballet, you know? So he came in one more day and he came in with monster makeup on. And he made Michael Peters and me and him stand in front of the mirror for about an hour and just go, "Arr, arr, arr," to each other and to each other in the mirrors, you know? Lorraine?
Yeah, so when I got the call, I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to that.
And what was your first interaction with him? When you showed up at rehearsal or?
Well, my first interaction, I met him when he was like 10 years old.
Wow.
And so I had a chance to meet him earlier in life, and he was performing across the stage from where we were, and we had sometimes interacted, you know, in between shows.
Well, like everyone else, getting the call was pretty exciting. Michael Jackson, I mean, we had seen him growing up as a kid, and now he was this grown person changing the world. I think one of the most exciting things that first day was to see all the great dancers in the room, you know, just to be a part of that interview. He was just a giant, him walking in the room, and as he is, he's also that kind. So yes. There was just a warmth when he came into the room.
I was home in my apartment and I received a phone call from Michael Peters. And I had just met Michael Peters probably about 2 weeks prior to this, because I had come from Chicago and I was new in Los Angeles, and I was like, okay, what do we do and how do you get a job? Sure enough, I got the phone call from Michael Peters, and he said, "Casey, are you working right now?" "No, Michael, I'm not." And he goes, "Well, there's this kid, his name's Michael, and he wants to do this video. You interested in being a zombie?" I said, "Yeah, why not?"
Since the beginning of time, more people have danced Thriller than any other dance ever. I mean, it's unbelievable. And the fact that we had the opportunity to be part of that, I mean, we're part of history.
What's your initial reaction when you figure out what it is that you're actually going to be doing?
Well, the cool part was, you know, what Michael, your dad, just kept bringing to everybody was something new. So, I mean, starting off with Beat It, where it was the first time you saw gangs dancing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was a huge different thing. So the step from gangs to zombies wasn't that dramatic. You know? I mean, we knew it was fun time, you know? We knew we were going to be some crazy characters, and that's what your dad loved, and the more we got into it, the happier it made it.
I just remember the first day, Michael Peters letting us know that we were going to be zombies, and he was saying, if you're looking to be in a glamorous videos, because the videos at that time were very glamorous, right. He said, if you're looking for that, this is not it. So, you know, he made that very clear, and I agree with Lorraine about, and Vincent also, the opportunity to do something different. You know, dancers tell stories anyway through their bodies.
Right.
First of all, you're sitting in the makeup chair, and you know you're a normal human being, and then as little bit time passes, you start to get a little older, and then you get a little older, and then you get a little more dead, and then you start to decay, and then your teeth start falling out, and all of a sudden you're this other character. So once that character's created, you can't do anything but be it. You have to live it, you know, and that was a joy with both mics, you know, was they wanted us to do it. And the more we did it, the more your dad did it, you know, so we were all working with each other, and the energy was just flying. Like Casey said, it was just like one group, one breath. We were all one breath, one disgusting zombie breath. What people don't understand who never danced with Michael Jackson, Michael was so quiet and shy, you know, even in the rehearsals. He was easy and simple and everything, and he would do the movements and all of that, and he would do all the choreography correctly and everything, and then all of a sudden the music would turn on. This man became a monster. I mean, I don't care what short film it was. Dancing next to Michael Jackson, you could feel sparks shooting off of his body, and it made the hair stand up on your arms. I'm serious. It was amazing that this man could come in who was basically untrained. I mean, he didn't spend years in a dance studio, and yet there he was dancing next to and amongst the best dancers in Los Angeles, and making us dance better than we possibly could.
And he said, Lorraine, can you teach me some tap? So he was a seeker of dance. And he really had people that he had his eye on. So like Fred Astaire, you know, he had an eye on people that had really great, I don't know how to say it, but people that really stood out to him. He really appreciated them and he studied them. You know, back in the day it was just TV. We didn't have videos.
So he grew up watching James Brown. I mean, just all of the Motown artists and their music, they all danced.
Everybody's a dancer because the music lives within us all. And when you do that, you're free.
Continuing on like dancing freely, when I met with all of you, one thing that I felt was kind of a commonality was I don't know if it's the unorthodox approach that he had to dance, and I think you guys use the term counts.
Michael felt music the way nobody else ever felt music, you know? He was movement, he was music. It personified. It's just hard, you know. Everything that, I mean, he would walk and it was a dance, you know, and his everything he did had a beautiful style and a rhythm to it. And one thing he always used to say is, you have to feel it. You have to feel it all the time. You'd be dancing, and then we'd stop for a minute, and he goes, no, you have to feel it. You have to feel it. Exactly what Casey said. You have to feel it.
You gotta feel it. Absolutely.
Yeah, he never asked us to do anything himself. Yeah, that's what I'll say about that.
Come on, let's just do it one more time. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Okay, all right. Has everybody got their breath back? One more time. You know, and we would just keep going and going and going and going, because the more we danced together, the stronger we got, and the stronger that we got, the more unity you felt and the more love. And it would just keep building and building and building. And every time you heard the music, you'd hear something else in the music that's what he says, I want an accent on that one. Very privileged that in Thriller, I'm in the back. I'm like in the fourth row. I'm over on the side. You know.
Live demonstration. Here we go. I've been on a few night shoots myself, and those hours are awful. And again, I'm not a dancer, so I'm on the side of the set or whatever it is, you know, doing my own thing. But to be dancing that late at night on hard concrete, the ladies were wearing heels, it's slippery, very difficult, late hours, 4 nights you're saying.
Yes.
Usually, in my experience, that builds that kind of camaraderie, right? You were talking about how close the crew came together, but you know, sometimes people get a little upset. Maybe emotions are a little high. Did you ever see that in my dad or anything like that when he was, you know, 2 in the morning, you guys have been dancing all night?
Yeah, once your father came out, it was business. Wow. It was true business. And he knew what to do, he knew what he wanted, he knew how it felt, and you know, he'd step away from the camera and he'd look at what he did and come back and say, let's do it again, let's do it again.
He never complained, ever. Never complained. If we could have done 3,000 takes and he would have done each one as dynamic, if not more dynamic than the one he had just done before. He never, ever complained. He was not a diva. He never said, I need to sit down, I need to take a break, ever, ever, ever. Wow. Ever.
Yeah, he's very committed to making this film. And like I said, the music fed us all. When we went home, we did feel like zombies. But while we were there, you know, even though in between takes sometimes, because it was cold, you know, you would get cold and you would have to warm up again. But when that music would hit, it was live.
Now, a lot of us here are kind of familiar with this, so just bear with me as I go through some of the history, and it is building to something. It was Billie Jean, the short film, that really broke racial barriers by being the first video by a black artist to be played in the And then following that, it was Beat It that further pushed this idea of community and bringing people together by using members, actual Bloods and Crips. With Thriller, my father wanted to elevate the music video genre to something bigger. And that's why we also spoke about this, that he created, filmed, and released this short film as a theatrical film. It had an impact on how you guys were treated as actors and being SAG and all of this stuff. So when you look back at your involvement in something that has such a global cultural impact, hindsight's always 20/20, so I'm curious, as artists, as dancers, as people in the industry, were you aware of what he was trying to do when he was putting all of this together? And the second follow-up is, how do you see that impact in your fields today?
At that time, for those of us who are a little older, when we heard that, like, first of all, we saw Billie Jean, but after that, when we heard Beat It was going to come out, like, the whole world was waiting to see what was he going to present to us, and then we saw Beat It. So when the word came out that Thriller was going to happen, people were freaking because he was so inventive and so creative and always wanting to do what he always told me is, we want to create something the world has never seen before. And that was one of the things he lived by, as well as knowing that his message was about bringing people together, you know, and those two things I think were the most important for me.
I think we all knew that something big was happening. I think we all knew something great was happening. I don't know that we knew it was going to be to the magnitude of being seen and shown and performed in every corner of the world.
Yeah. One little girl in the airport, she was probably about 7 or 8 years old, and somehow we got on a and you know, I told her I was a dancer, and I mentioned all of these things. I did Thriller. That girl broke out into a song and dance. I mean, she was auditioning the whole thing right in front of me. You can tell people you've done a million things, but as soon as you tell them you do Thriller, you are everything and a bag of chips.
I never told my kids that I had ever danced. And I waited until they were like 9 or 10 years old, and then I finally looked at them and said, you know, I says, have you ever heard of this guy? His name's Michael Jackson. And they were like, yeah. I said, well, I'm in Thriller. And then, no, you're not. Want to bet? You know? I mean, and it was. I mean, it just, doing the choreography and working at nights and doing all of this stuff, it was just, to me, I'm sorry, I just keep saying, it's like a miracle. It really was. It's a precious miracle that we were all given this opportunity to work for your father and with John Landis and all these incredible dancers and just to have it.
Another fun fact, maybe you're aware, maybe you're not, but in 2009, the Thriller short film was inducted into the Library of Congress and the National Film Registry. It is the first and only short film / music video to be on that list.
So Prince, I have to tell you, I was a bad zombie.
Oh no.
Because when we finished our makeup, we were supposed to turn everything back in. And I did. I kept my zombie teeth. Wow.
Vincent, darling. That
big part of what we try to do with Heal LA is inspire the future generations. My father believed that they were the future, and so we want to continue to inspire them. You guys have built careers, monumental careers, pursuing what I assume is your passion of dance. So if there's any feedback or advice, or even just a nugget of information you could share with our young audiences about life, pursuing your dreams, and just living a fulfilling life. It's very broad, I know, but this is the time. You guys have a wealth of knowledge, and we need to share that with the younger generation.
And you all listen to music every day. Music is a wonderful life. So let your heart embrace all of that.
Your dreams are yours. Your dreams are yours. They belong to you. Don't let anyone tell you how to dream. Never let your fear be greater than your desire.
To not be afraid to do the work. To do the work.
I think live your passion, follow your heart, and don't do anything to hurt anybody else to get where you want to go.
Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and any comments from your experience or your feelings about the music video, the music, the whole Thriller experience. Very much appreciate you all. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.